Hey guys, welcome back. Another fantastic Monday. I need to think about doing these live broadcasts on something other than a Monday. Monday is always an interesting day for us. Glad you guys could make it. If you could throw a comment down in the chat box, let me know if the stream is coming through all right on your end. Really glad you guys could make it today. Hey guys,
Hopefully
this works out good. Let's kill this. Fantastic. There we go. There's always bound to be a phantom window that finds its way in. Perfect. I think we've got we've got Steven, we've got Gregor, we've got Tick, and Joseph's here too. Hey guys, glad you guys can make it. Gonna try and monitor the chat as best I can tonight. Hopefully my encoding comes through a little bit better. I apologize if the stream hiccups and jumps. The PC I'm using for this is not the best. It has some gaps. I've updated it and done the most I can do with it and shut down just about everything I can. But I have noticed on the live streams lately that we've got some hiccups and bumps, but now we'll do our best to get through. Hopefully you guys can put up with it. Perfect. Thanks, guys. We've got Steven, Tick, and Joseph, and Bruce all said all good. The stream's coming across. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. Now I can kind of resize some stuff here. Gotta set up with Monday. What the heck? A third window snuck in. Decided to play the cast. There we go, guys. I've got a lot for you tonight. We'll try and blast through it. I got some pre-made content, and we'll do Q&A as we move through and all that kind of good stuff. And like I say, I'll try and monitor the chat the best I can. But I'll be honest, guys, I'm a little behind this week. So it's going to be a little bit all over the place, but I'll try to keep it somewhat structured. And I'm having no end of trouble with my off-screen monitor here. It's programs just don't want to comply. Looks like, yeah. Got Steven saying just go with the flow. That's what I do. Thanks, Steven. It's always good to get advice from someone who is very, very experienced with casting. Hamrad88 is here. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. Glad you could make it, buddy. Really appreciate it. And Marwick said, oh no, I can never be good. We'll see what we've got here. I'll give you guys a quick look. We'll just fire right into things here. Let's see if we can get it fired up. Guys, tonight we'll go through some tech news, some items I noticed in the last week, and we've got some items from the community. These are items from the maker community, other YouTube channels, you name it. We'll cover it here. If you wish to have anything shown here, please let me know. Some items from the shop, some items on my channel, and a sneak peek of some of the things coming up on this channel. Things for the community, etc. Should be pretty cool. I have a tech tip of the week. I'm going to try and stick with these segments as we move on. At least do one tech tip every week. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. And I think that's... Oh, yeah. Don't neglect the viewer questions, guys. Viewer questions, Q&A is always welcome throughout. If I don't catch up with your comment, if I miss it somehow in the stream, please just post it again. You're not spamming. If I miss it, I'm not going to be able to go back and find it. So go ahead, throw them in the chat. There's lots of other people around that can possibly answer better than me by far. So hopefully this works out pretty good. And we'll also do live viewer calls, guys. At the top in the above in the scroll bar, you'll see my my Skype username. Guys, you can go ahead and add me towards the end. We will try and open up the Skype lines for some live audio. And if you want, we can add the video too. If you've got a project to show off or you want to be on video, no problem at all. Should be pretty good. And I think that's about that for that. Let's have a quick look at the comments, guys, before we move on, before we get into the content. Guys, as usual, gotta have a pint tonight, guys. Very important on a Monday night. And let's see what we've got here. I gotta figure out another way to do the YouTube chat client. I wish I could break it out. It'd be a lot easier. And then I could actually expand it to my own dimensions, and then I could keep up with this stuff. But, whatever. Oh geez, I missed a whole bunch, guys. How about the rocket launch soft landing that failed? Yeah, I do have some coverage on that in a moment. What little there is. Joseph said, "Hey Eric, have you tried the I squared C talking back and forth yet?" Nope. Jay, I have not done the I squared C stuff. We'll touch on a little bit of that stuff later and why I haven't tried a bunch of things lately. And Hamrad, Tom asks, which should I get first? The Arduino, the Raspberry Pi, the BeagleBone, etc. Steven said the Arduino. 100% agree with Steven. Buy yourself an Arduino. Check out my getting started in Arduino video if that helps. It might. Just get yourself a dirt cheap Arduino. You can buy 3 nanos for under, as of yesterday, I think it was $11.95 US for 3 of them. But you can buy one under $5. I know you have jumper wires and all that kind of stuff, Tom. Get started that way and just give it a go. You'll have no problem. Perfect, guys. Morwick disagreed, went with the Pi. So lots of options out there. I'm a huge advocate of the Arduino for people getting started in microcontrollers, but if you want to start with Linux and PC type stuff, then the Pi would be a good way to go, or PCduino. Alright guys, I am gonna fire this back up and I'll try and keep up with the comments the best I can. Like I say, if I miss it, post again. Some news this week. It was mentioned in the chat. The SpaceX 5 commercial resupply launch from Kennedy Space Center did go finally, and this is what I was waiting for, all for the landing. Now, I can't find much coverage on this, guys. The extent of what I can cover about the landing I found on Twitter, so the extent here is, you might not be able to read it. Rocket made it close to the drone spaceport ship, but landed hard. Ship itself is fine, but some equipment needs to be replaced. I think you see where this is going. And they didn't get any good video, pitch dark and foggy. Yeah, well, they might not have wanted to publish this video either, but I wish they would. At the end of it, they mentioned that it ran out of hydraulic fluid right before landing, and upcoming flight already has 50% more hydraulic fluid on board, should have plenty of margin for landing attempt next month. So at the end of this, from what I can gather, it smacked into the deck of their floating rig and probably did a lot of damage. It's unmanned, so who cares at the end of it? It's only money and only equipment. Once they perfect this is craziness. Landing a rocket vertically in the ocean. Too cool. Let's see, what did I miss here, guys? I'm gonna really try and keep up on the comments tonight. And right. Look, SpaceX goes boom. yeah, it certainly might have. We'll see how that goes. Guys, here's another one interesting that didn't get a lot of publicity. China is really working towards their missions to the moon and doing more rover work and even alluding to a manned mission. I don't know where this is going to go, but it seems interesting and seems worth following. Love seeing another nation try space exploration. I don't care who it is. I just find it interesting. I like to see people pushing the limits, and you never know what technology will come out of it. If that much technology came out in the 60s and 50s out of the rocket technology, imagine what can happen now, landing vertically on floating platforms and stuff. Pretty wild. Guys, this is another one that I keep seeing over and over, actually. Stephen Hawking is getting pretty outspoken about AI, artificial intelligence, and the impact thereof. Guys, I'd be interested to know what your thoughts on AI currently are, and maybe the doomsday prophecies of it taking over, a la Terminator and that kind of stuff. But Hawking's really outspoken about this. And I have to share a few of the concerns, but at the same time, I'm really excited to see where it goes. He cautions putting safeguards in place and that sort of thing, which is totally logical in my mind. But um, I'd be curious what your thoughts are. If you haven't been following it, just do a Google for AI or artificial neural nets. They've actually started mapping PC or computer learning to similar to our own neural networks, and have come up with some really crazy stuff lately, guys. We'll see where it goes, but I thought it worth sharing. I'm just going to try and catch up with the comments here. Lots of people helping each other out. The moon is not for rent. China owns it. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And Joseph said, yes, he said Arduino Nano. A lot of us uses it because it's breadboard friendly. Yeah, the number one reason I use the Arduino Nano is because it has the USB on board. That is an Arduino Nano. It has the USB and bootloader and everything on board, and they are almost zero more money than a Pro Mini or a Micro or any of the others, so you don't need to mess around with an FTDI cable and a separate programmer. That's why I really like the Nano. Plus, it's an Mega 328 chip, so it's every bit as capable as the big boys. It's an Uno with a small package, so I really like that one. And Love Deal Extreme and also AliExpress. I haven't used either of those guys. I'm horrible. I buy the stuff cheap right out of China. And actually, I bought some local stuff too, but none of which were those two suppliers. Jay said, Eric, I think AI is great, but if you look at most of the movies, they can override that safeguard. Yeah, that'd be my concern. Everybody talks about safeguards here in these articles, and how do you plan for what hasn't evolved or been invented yet? How do you know how to engineer the safeguards? I think it's kind of a moot point, but interested in hearing your viewpoints. David's here. David Watts. Guys, if you're not already a subscriber, you need to check out David's channel, David Watts on YouTube. One of my favorite channels, one of my many favorite channels. And he says, I suppose the difference between computer knowledge, wisdom, and the decision making would be the killer in that situation. Yeah, I don't know where the gap is going to lie. I fear the gap. We'll see how that goes. But I think I'm caught up here, guys. Perfect. Let's go move along. I'm going to try and keep this on schedule tonight. I don't have a hockey game to hit. So, guys, this will come up a little bit later. But if you're not already following TED, I'd be slightly surprised. The TED Talks, if you're not already following TED Talks, go ahead. Some incredibly inspirational talks. And one second. Someone just said, where can I find the video chat? For the video chat, you just need to go to the YouTube channel, and then you can chat if you're on the G Plus community. Sorry, guys, I have the electric imp down here. I'll show it in a bit, but people can send me IMs on that. Anyway, on TED Talks, check them out. Some really inspirational stuff, some crazy, amazing stuff on every topic you can imagine. For those situations when you've lost faith in humanity, TED Talks can, odds are, make you feel better about that things that day. Some really cool stuff. But this one just came out today. Creative problem solving in the face of extreme limits. Some good stuff there on rethinking the way we develop technology. And I resonated with this talk, so check it out if you're interested, guys. That is it for the news segment. We'll catch up on the chat, and we'll see where we're at. Just Morwick says, keep an off button on everything. Yeah, good luck with that. Make sure it's hardwired. David's, hey Joseph, and what's the link to the imp? It's down below in the description, guys. I just caused it to reboot. I have a poor connection on my USB cable. But for those of you who haven't seen this before, I have an Electric Imp Wi-Fi module hooked to a Nokia 5110 LCD display. And that is hooked to a web service, which allows you can just send IMs through that web page if you're interested in such a thing. I'm doing experiments with this. I actually have two of them. One, I don't have the public link posted. And I'm just playing around with it and seeing what I can do. And in all honesty, the things are incredibly capable little microcontroller. I'm really enjoying it. But we'll see how that goes. But for now, you can indeed send messages on that. Perfect. I think I'm caught up here for a moment. Some stuff from the community, guys. I think I got a whole bunch from the community this week. So if you're not already a subscriber, Survival Tech Nord, I don't think I've seen him tonight. He did a video on using SDRs with the R820T, the 2832U on Android, which is pretty cool. It was a pretty good video. It was an excellent video showing how to basically take our SDRs and go portable. Something I'm always interested in, rather than being tethered to a laptop. It's pretty neat to see these software-defined radios at sub $10 in some cases go portable. Pretty cool stuff. So check that out if you didn't see it. Another one, I was able to tune in to a live broadcast on Steven's channel. Steven's with us tonight. He was commenting earlier. Steven Kiberton on Twitch, and you can find the link to his Twitch channel down below. If you're interested in flight simulators or multiple other simulators and gaming, just check out that link and hit a follow on his channel. Tons of great content. I'm a flight simulator fan. As many of you know, I have the majority of a Learjet cockpit in my basement. So I was pretty excited to tune into his live cast, and he did a Flight Simulator 10 flight. Did an awesome job, huge amount of followers. Really nice to see another content provider. I really enjoyed the show. So on top of that, guys, just FYI, Steven's been helping me directly with this channel and helping me with the podcast serving and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty awesome stuff. So really enjoy it. So thanks, Steven. Check out his channel if you're not already subscribed or following. Actually, I'm just gonna go back for 1 second while I catch up. The imp's going nuts. Yeah, you guys are starting to spam the imp again. So when I just had this thing flashing an LED, it went kind of nuts, and the messages are coming through rapid fire, so I might not catch all of them, guys. So I'm just gonna snoop back to the comments. David asks, "How are you getting on with that massive drone?" Actually, I have an update video. I had two, and I lost both videos. One I had to scrap because the audio ended up being garbage. The second video I am still working on. I have to go a little further, and you'll see some info on that coming up. I'm working on the autopilot system, so it's pretty fun stuff. And someone's mentioning tacos for life. Good stuff. You guys have discovered where the imp is. Let's see what else we got. Morwick asks, what service do you use for the imp SMS? No, the imp is actually served directly from Electric Imp's servers. When you buy these things, you get 1 megabyte of RAM and use of their servers. So I have two of them. 1 meg is tons enough room to serve all kinds of code on it. Plus you have the code on board. So they handle everything. That's kind of the beauty of their business model. Also their downfall in many ways. The imp relies on their servers to function. The code, I'm sure we could hack it, but the code is proprietary to their operating system. So and it's written in Squirrel, the programming language. So David said, not a drone. That might not be legal. Yeah, it's not a drone here in Canada. It's not even a UAV. If it becomes a UAV, it becomes my RC plane becomes under a different licensing problem. So, Jay, I got a buffer here for a second. Yeah, sorry, Jay. It's gonna happen. And Steven said, no problem, Eric. Glad to help out. I don't know how I'm ever going to thank you, Steven. So, yeah, I'm in your debt, sir, for all the help. All right, I'm caught up. Let's go. It's nice when we have this small group, or I like it as a small group. I'm able to keep up with the comments. Pretty good. This one's pretty neat for ham radio, amateur radio enthusiasts. This one's pretty out there. So some of you guys might be familiar with the DEF CON talks, the DEF CON conference every year. It's a whole bunch of nerds and hackers and just really cool people get together and discuss crazy things. A lot of software-defined radio now. This is something I didn't expect. Go to the DEF CON conference channel on YouTube and you can see all their videos and look for steganography in commonly used HF radio protocols. I'm pretty sure I even linked it in our G Plus group, link down below. So what they did is they took a protocol, JT65. So for those not familiar with JT65, it was traditionally used for moon bounce. It's a really long latency protocol designed to handle forward error correction to send message digitally over high frequency radio. And in this case, it was made to bounce it off the moon, come back and receive it. These guys figured out that they could use the forward error correction and embed digital SMS messages in it, basically text messages, within the JT65 original method. They also took it one step further and took it into cryptography. Now, this is something that they are very clear at the beginning of the video, that this is against FCC to do cryptography in amateur radio messages. You're not supposed to encrypt anything. But the fact that they explored that it was possible was pretty cool. That they're looking at SMS, like short message system, within amateur radio. I just find this stuff cool to see the old and the new combined. You've got high-end cryptography and forward error correction, all kinds of good stuff combined with an old amateur radio protocol. Just, I find it pretty cool. So check it out. That's my rant on that. Guys, in the G Plus community link down below, you'll find Dirk's post. He's been working with the ESP8266 Wi-Fi module, which I've misplaced mine, and has done some work on the firmware to serve the website via the actual 8266 chip hooked to your Arduino or Pi or BeagleBone or whatever you're using. It's pretty cool stuff. He's been sharing that code up on GitHub and sharing it directly with us. So thanks, Dirk. Really appreciate that. I'm just going to take a quick look at the comments here because I noticed they're scrolling by, and I'll see if there's anything I'm missing out. Steven said, never in my debt, just doing my bit for the community. Yeah, really appreciate it, Steven. I really love this community and all the support for it. JT65 would be a great name for a band. Yeah, sure would. Tom asks, Hamrat88 asks, has anyone purchased for Banggood? They have very low prices on Arduino stuff. Tom, yeah, I haven't purchased from them, but they have. They sent me one sample, and their prices are very reasonable. Them and IC Station are very reasonable for the stuff. So, check it out. David said, I am looking forward to playing with the ESP8266-2. Hopefully, I will give it a go this weekend. Awesome, David. Look forward to your video. Your videos are awesome when they cover these new components. And funny enough, I missed half of them until I backtracked and I already had the component, in some cases posted a video myself, and then I found that you had already done one. Kind of made myself mad that I had missed your coverage on that. Someone through the imp asked, do I need to be on the PC to be in the chat? No, you shouldn't. If you can get to the standard YouTube, you should be able to access the chat. It's, if you can leave comments on YouTube, that's the chat system. Keep in mind, these comments don't stay either, guys. These don't stick around after the cast. So yeah, Joseph said imp gone wild. Good stuff. All right, let's go back. Let's finish up some of this stuff, guys. I'm all caught up on the comments. We're staying up to date here. Really appreciate all your input and feedback, and I see a lot of people helping each other out. I'm not reading all the comments either, guys. There's a lot of help flying back and forth. It's pretty awesome. Joseph, he posted some information. He posted a question earlier on the I2C. So he was able to get some Arduinos talking via the I2C data bus and posted some code for us. I actually asked him to post this code because it's something that I need to look at for the Arduino satellite project. I need to link a whole bunch of Arduinos, and I haven't done it yet, and I'm pretty sure David that's with us actually has a really great tutorial as well on I2C, if I remember right. So yeah, check out that code in the G+ community down below. BMS Web, if you guys, it's another channel that I follow. I have been following for a long time. He posts all kinds of RC FPV stuff. This week I went into his debt as well. He gave me a huge shout out via video. A while back I sent him a link to my Hubsan X4 LiPo transmitter mod, and he went ahead and did it and posted a video on that. But he didn't post the how-to. He linked back to my video and gave up just a massive shout out. He has a large amount of followers, and they're, I think, a lot like us, guys. There might even be some here tonight. Really cool to see the YouTube channels get together, and I don't know how I'm gonna pay you guys back for. Our community is doing very well. We have quite a few people, but anytime anything like this gets posted, there seems to be an influx of people, and I really think we're all like-minded, and it's really neat to share this stuff between the people who find it interesting. So long story short, thank you. Check out BMS Web channel. You guys will really enjoy it. I look forward to all his videos. Lewis, Ringway Manchester. I don't know whether I can't remember whether he's with us tonight or not. I might have missed him. He posted a video, I think today, on some of his handheld radios, his handy talkies. Guys, if you're into amateur radio and if you're into HTs, check out his channel. He's posting a bunch of videos lately, and I really enjoyed this one. I had no idea how big of a collection of radios he had. I thought I was bad with just a few, but yeah, he's got a pile. It's pretty cool stuff. And I'm just going to take a quick look at the comments here, guys, real quick. Make sure that I keep caught up. Joseph said, Eric, my wife said you have a cool show she enjoys watching. Cool show she's watching too. Oh, hello to Jay's wife. Glad you could join. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool when we get our wives to join. My girlfriend, she's out at a dance class, or my fiance, I should say, soon to be wife. She's out at a dance class tonight. Otherwise, one of these days I'll get her on the cast. We'll see if I can talk her into it. David said, I haven't even pre-read these guys, so I never know what they're going to say. Haha, you do yourself a disservice, mate. Your videos are great and cover subjects more concisely than mine. I have a huge backlog after over a month in the dark ages of no internet connection. Well, thanks, David. Appreciate that. Hopefully you're back up and running at the new place. Really looking forward to seeing some videos again, and I totally understand the backlog. I'll maybe mention mine a little bit in a bit, but I have a list, and I'm horrible at it lately, not to mention losing and wrecking footage and lousy audio that put me back even further. Oh, good stuff. All right, I think we're caught up here for the moment. Let's go back. Let's see what we got next here, guys. Guys, this is another channel I subscribe to. RC Test Flight, if you're into RC at all. It's another really, really cool channel. I look forward to his videos. He doesn't post a lot, but when he does post, it's pretty quality stuff. He did a video of a flying sled that he made, and there's some, in the screen cap here, you can see he had to rescue it from a rooftop. It's pretty neat for those of us that are buried in snow. It'd be a fun little project, but check out his channel. It's a big channel as well, I think. A lot of subscribers. I think you guys will enjoy it. Oh, this one. Guys, so another shout out to a fellow content creator. The Hacksmith is the name of the channel. I haven't shared this in the G Plus community, but I will after the cast unless someone beats me to it. Check out his channel. The Hacksmith, he does a lot of videos on an exoskeleton that he's been making, and if you guys follow the Hackaday prize and a bunch of other online contests, I think one was Boca Bearings even, you might be familiar with his work. He has a huge YouTube channel. Funny enough, he only lives like 40 minutes from me in southwestern Ontario, and I've followed his videos for a long time because I like cool maker projects, and I really like the exoskeleton project because it was about the same time that I was making the DIY prosthetic arm project, so I kind of gravitated towards it. Today he posted this video up. Long story short, he's starting a collaboration with a person. I can't remember what kind of muscular atrophy he has, but he's basically paralyzed, and he's looking to integrate his exoskeleton to help out and work with a documentary with this person, I believe in British Columbia. So I reached out to him. I had posted comments on his videos before and said, hey, nice job and that kind of thing. So I shot him a message and said, hey man, I'm not too far from you. I do silly Arduino projects. I really like what you're trying to do here, and if you need any help, let me know. He messaged me back like 20 minutes later, checked out my channel, and we hit it off pretty good already. So hopefully I can do a collaboration, maybe help him out with some form of the project. Maybe I can help with, I don't know, but I really like seeing people do causes with their technology and stuff. So I thought that was cool. That really made my day when I got that message back from him, and we'll see where it goes. Not to mention it's pretty cool to get a message back from a big YouTuber. He's not a small channel either, so yeah. All right, let's see what we got in the comments, guys. What did I miss out on? David said, gotta go. It's 12:30 a.m. here, but we'll catch up with the rest tomorrow. Glad I finally managed to tune in. Great show, mate. Thanks, David. Really appreciate you could make it. Awesome channel, and yeah, it was nice to have you here. I think we're caught up, guys. Let's see what else we got. Guys, go ahead and throw anything in the comments or chat, and I will try and catch up with it. I will try and open the Skype line shortly. Guys, we've got some stuff from the shop this week. I managed to get the viewer feedback show out, and actually, yeah, I'll cover the rest in a minute. I managed to get the what is Arduino viewer question out. It seemed to be well received. I often forget people may not know what Arduino actually is. I hope it was helpful for someone. I didn't do the best job. I actually scrapped most of the footage and retook that video actually twice, so I still wasn't overly happy. I've been working on the electric imp a little bit. That is running down below. The Arduino satellite has not changed much this week, and guys, I'll maybe I can divert for a moment. So I'm a little behind on a lot of projects. So what happened was this Saturday night I had the final family Christmas of the year, I hope, and got out for a great family dinner. It was a fair distance from home. Traveled with the in-laws. And on the way home, we blew a transmission line on the truck that I was riding in. It's a pretty new Chevy half-ton truck. So, in case you probably didn't know, I was actually an automotive technician for 10 years. I'm still a licensed automotive technician, or not. So I get out there and determine pretty quickly we're not going anywhere. So I do the tow of the vehicle home. I drove the vehicle being towed, the disabled one. Get the thing back, get it bedded down. It's minus 14 out, 14 Celsius, so the battery didn't even last more than 10 seconds while we were towing it. The thing's dead to the world, no lights, no nothing. Get it back in the garage, try and get it warmed up, get the battery half thawing out before it's completely destroyed. The next morning, I fixed the transmission line so we can move it. Got everything all set, and by the time I got home, I am really behind on my videos and editing. The next day I basically lost the majority of the weekend over this. It was a good deal though. Everybody's home safe and sound, but I'm way behind on my projects and my video editing as a result. But yeah, there's my little story for the weekend. Let's see what I'm missing out on in the chat here, guys. Tom asks, Jay asks, did you lose any more videos scrap yet? I lost lots of videos to scrap. Tom Hemrad88 asks, is there an Arduino users group, Facebook page, etc.? Absolutely, there are tons of them. I don't even just... The big one is the Arduino forum. I would use YouTube for almost 99.9% of your answers, though. You can get started in Arduino so easy, just following the videos. Odds are, if you ever run into a problem, there is already a video out there solving that problem. I have never needed to post in a forum yet, thankfully. Just instant gratification for answers out there because the hardware is the same. Most people are using the same code, so the answers become the same. It's the beauty of it. And yeah, tons of info. Raj Gamer says, thanks for all the awesome contents. Hey, Raj, good to have you here. You're welcome for any content you find interesting. I'm glad I could make it. And Jay said, you should stay with YouTube, make the community for Arduinos better than forum pages because they teach you a lot of hands-on videos. Help me because I have a hard time learning stuff too. Absolutely agree. Thurk's here. I'm thinking about getting an SDR. Which one should I get? R820T standard. Check out my how to buy SDR. At the end of it, you'll see a link to the $10 ones I buy. Just buy the same thing. An R820T. Don't need an E4000. Don't pay more than $15 US for it. Preferably, don't pay much more than $10 for it. William's here. Hey guys, had to switch to the PC to see the chat. Hey William, good to have you here. Bobby's here. Hi, late but here. Good to have you, Bobby. Appreciate it. Tom said thanks, Eric. Lots of hellos for Bobby. And William asked, have you ever heard of HHO dry cells? Not familiar with that acronym, so I don't think I have. And Morwick asks, anyone play with a microview yet? And I don't think I know what that is either. So I'm 0 for 2 on those questions, guys. Throw some answers in there if you have them. All right, let's see what else we got. So from the shop, the Arduino satellite didn't go very far as a result of being so far behind. But we do have some sneak peeks for you. Let's see if I can get over here and get back on camera. So, for those of you who have been around the channel for a while, you know I have a Learjet in the basement, and if you were following me on social media, you probably would have seen this. This is my Learjet 45 home cockpit that I finally delivered on my promise to you guys. I was able to retrofit the lighting in the main instrument panel on Thursday or Friday night, and I spent several hours working out the software that has been broken for some time. What ended up happening is a bunch of IP addresses got changed on the network. There are 5 PCs running this flight simulator, and it basically bunged everything up. I worked through all those and I was able to take a flight. As a result, I was able to take a video for you guys. I didn't video the actual flight. I just gave an overview of the simulator for those who haven't seen it. And if you're interested in such things, that video will go live in a couple of days. So that's the sneak peek on that. A little bit of a sneak peek on the FPV stuff. Yes, I am working on the first-person view in RC planes. Very specifically, you will see a video come up in the next, well, hopefully this week I can finalize it on working on an Arduino failsafe. So what this will be, in my case, it will be used for the autopilot to send the plane home should I lose connection with the plane. Not that we're allowed to do that, but the tricky part is what I'm going to set the Arduino up to do is be a relay for the channel, whatever channel you have it hooked to. In my case, it'll be the return to home function on the autopilot, but you can use these for throttle as well, that if you lose connection to the plane, you want it to cut the throttle, you can do it. What's been delaying me on this video, guys, is I've been trying to work through the Arduino code before I actually build it. And the problem I had is that the Arduino Nano is an 8-bit pulse width modulation, which means we only have 256 values to work with that we can relay through it and control. So it wouldn't be very good with throttle. It'll be fine with the return to home functions on the plane. I've been trying to figure out a way to bump that up. And today I found a library which I can do 16-bit with the Arduino Nano, conceivably, according to them. Most radios, RC receivers, are only 10-bit, and that gives us 1,024 steps, if I remember right. So if we can do 16, these things are significantly more powerful than the original radio. So long story short, you'll see a video coming up on that, guys. I'm going to do a quick check of the chat and try and keep up with you guys here. What do we got? I'm way behind, guys. Steven said, glad you got things back up and running. Yep, sure did. I was really happy about getting the flight sim up and running. It was awesome. I was able to fly from Cuba to Miami, and it was a great flight. Eric, what kind of LCD screens are they on the flight sim? Whoa. You'll see in the video a little bit about it. There's actually a lot of LCD screens, but the main 3 on the top are just 22-inch cheapies. I have yet to switch it over to projectors. Someday. Thurk asks, the Lear doesn't have an overhead panel. No, Thurk, it does not. That's the beauty of the Lear. One of the main reasons I chose it is the simplicity of the avionics and everything done in the console or in the main instrument panel. No overhead in a Lear, so it makes it a lot easier to build and maintain. And Tick said, very cool, ever fly while drinking? Well, yes, it's mandatory to have a beer while you fly a Learjet. Yeah, most of the time when I actually do get to take a flight, it's when someone has come over to my house, and that's our excuse. And yeah, usually pints are involved. Drunken plane. Morwick asks, what beer are you having tonight? I just have a Coors Light on the go. I have a lager that I brewed last weekend. It's finished, and it's in the primary fermenter, and it's going to go into the keg tomorrow. Providing I can get some videos edited, and then we'll be back to homebrew again on the channel. I doubt I'll do a video of that unless somebody really wants to see me pour beer in kegs, but yeah, back to the homebrew soon. All right. What else we got? Bitcoin, guys. I do have the first Bitcoin video cut. I was able to get the Bitcoin miner, the unboxing video, and the overview done. I didn't get to show any of it functioning with the Raspberry Pi yet, although I did get it working. I don't have a video on it, and I had to sacrifice the Ethernet connection for the flight sim. And in all honesty, that's part of the reason the flight sim got all buggered up, is because the Raspberry Pi was on an IP address that it shouldn't have been on. Is when you don't use the flight sim in a year, you forget what IPs you've established, and you reassign things and bugger them up. Bitcoin donations, if you guys want to send a Bitcoin donation my way, you can use that QR code. We already covered these, I think, to some degree. The ESP8266 Wi-Fi modules, you will see some videos on this coming up, guys. The InMove robot build, I do want to get moving on that again. And this one I will cover in just a second once I revisit the chat. What else we got? HHO is using electrolysis to separate H2O into its gas form from 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. The gas produced, you can run combustion engines. Yeah, that's just electrolysis, William. You can definitely do that. William said, I've been thinking about putting one on my Jetta. Alpine, good East Coast beer, I'm told by Tick. Well, I'm going to have to try that. Morwick said BTC is fading. I disagree, Morwick. I don't think so at all. I think Bitcoin has yet to begin yet, personally. This is my own personal opinion. You should not bank on it, but Bitcoin has proven itself stable and has become widely accepted at a lot of retailers and in some countries, and I think we haven't even scratched the surface yet. Bitcoin mining to make money, absolutely long gone. Bitcoin as a potential opportunity for a new, fresh way of looking at things, for not necessarily even a currency. I hate classifying it as a currency. But as a method for microtransactions, I don't think we've even scratched the surface yet. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, right now the money is down. But I'm open to suggestions and comments on it. I love hearing what you guys think. Warwick said, ARP list is your friend with a static network. Yeah, absolutely. The problem is is when you mess up and have some things static and some things dynamic, and I won't even go further in pointing out my mistakes on that. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And Morwick said, okay, yeah, mining is dead. Yeah, agree with you fully. Mining, unless you've got megawatts of power and equipment, is, I think, dead. But we're doing it for a project, just to take part, just to be a node on the network. Being a node on the network on Bitcoin means you're actually taking part in supporting it and supporting the ledger, which we won't even go into it here. We can spend hours on explaining what all that involves. But you're more than aware of it, I'm sure. All right, guys. This is a pipe dream, I'll be honest. So on this channel, in our community, we have all kinds of skills, and we're into microcontrollers and radio and solar and battery, and I can't help but think that there's an opportunity here to do some technology for, I hate using the term third world, but developing nations, or some of the multiple billions of people who do not have network access and who are still off grid. So guys, I'm just throwing this out there. I'll take any ideas you've got, but I look at the power of an Arduino board. And here we have an Arduino Nano that we can get them under $4. And it's an incredibly capable microcontroller for doing charge control, lighting, relay control, small electric fence for small cattle, watering of plants, you name it. I can't help but think we can do something pretty cool for some projects for developing nations, etc. Also, we move into the wireless communications. Most places actually have cell coverage now, and they're doing microtransactions and using their cell. I forget the provider. If anybody knows the provider doing money transfers in Africa, posted in the chat below. But I can't help but think we can link some of these systems together using some of these small microcontrollers and the 3D printer, and maybe do a small household LED with solar charge control, and even if you wanted, link it to 433 megahertz transmitter and receiver that could be a mesh network to send short text messages, or link it to SDR, or use it to decode or listen to shortwave with I got one here with a ultra cheap Chinese shortwave radio that a lot of developing countries have. These are their primary source of information. Just throwing it out there, guys. I know it's pretty random, no clear structure, but if you're interested in collaborating on a project on any of these things, please let me know. I think I'd like to give it a try, but I don't know fully where I'm gonna go. Water filtration, solar LED lights, blah blah blah. Lots of neat things. Just throwing it out there, guys. Yeah, no clear direction whatsoever. Jay said US is starting to accept Bitcoin in some stores here. Yeah, a lot of them actually. UK is also accepting. Yep, there's some more. And Morwick said, love some mesh networks now. Steven said, love the idea of that. And have you ever thought about doing home automation? From William. Yeah, William. Actually, I had some prototypes for the home automation. I didn't follow through with finishing it because I got all sidetracked on all these other projects. But I do have plans I have the PIR sensors, the passive infrared. I have smoke detection sensors along with gas detection sensors. I've got the Wi-Fi modules, you name it. There's no reason I can't do a home automation project, but I'm actually thinking about deviating and taking that project and making it a pared down ultra cheap home automation for someone who doesn't have things to automate. I don't know whether I'm not even explaining it well, but when I get a better idea of the outline, I'll share it, guys. Bobby said, fine idea. Excellent. Very good idea from William. Thanks, guys. I'll share more as the time goes on. And again, this is pretty at its infancy at this point in time, so I don't have a lot of plans yet. Guys, I'm going to go into the tech tip of the week if I can get my PC. We're going to run a little long here, guys, but I'm going to try and not go too much past the hour. Oh, throat's a little dry, guys. Tech tip of the week, guys. We're going to cover a little bit on multimeters. I'm not sure whether you guys are... what you guys have for a meter or where you're at with electronics, but I thought I'd just share this real quick. I'm going to keep it real short because honestly we can go on about these forever. Guys, the one in the picture I showed is very similar to this unit, and if you don't already have a multimeter or a good multimeter, here is the basic tip of the week on what to look for. What you want is an auto ranging multimeter. At the end of the day, what you don't want to see is all these values across a scale. So in this case, if the camera focuses, you can see that is the ohms range. That's for measuring distance. What you don't want to see is all those individual points at which you set the meter. The reason I say that is because if you're beginning in electronics, as many people are these days, again, this might not be the right audience because a lot of you guys are pretty experienced, but with non-auto ranging, you don't always know what you're looking for a value, and you want the meter to do the work. So what you want is to not see those. This is a very good meter, don't get me wrong. I used this thing for years, and I think I paid like $20 at the Princess Auto here in Ontario. This is a really bad comparison, guys, but it's the first one I grabbed. You want a meter like this, and you're going to see a minimum of set points on it. You're going to have one AC, one DC, essentially, main, millivolts, AC and DC, and then your other systems. This, I don't even think I should continue with this bit because this is an unfair comparison. This is a Fluke 289 meter. This is not what a beginner would buy, but what you're looking for in here is what you'd be looking for. If you want to laugh, look up the price of the 289. This is my pride and joy for meters. If you're gonna buy one meter and one meter only, and you have some money to spend, go ahead and get the 289. It is worth every penny. You'll never buy another one in your lifetime. I will likely be deceased before this meter is, and I will love it till the time I go. Guys, that's our tech tip of the week. Buy yourself an auto ranging multimeter and not something with static ranges. Let's see what we've got. Wow, I'm way behind. Thurk said he posted a picture of a 737 overhead panel on G+. Perfect. Anybody who's not already a member, go ahead and check out our G+ community down below. Lots of good stuff, and this is where we can share these things from the live cast or other things that get us excited. Bobby said, I have the cheapest money can buy. Nothing wrong with that. You will never go wrong spending. I'm going to do a whole video on meters, guys. It's actually planned, and I even wrote out a list of things I need to cover. But yeah, I could spend an hour on them. Morwick said he has a BMW. Morwick said, I have set up a mesh network. Mine is 15-mile range. As far as I got audio working on video and text between me and my family place. They are 5.5 miles away, and I talk to them. That is cool. Love it. And he said he's been working on it for a year now. That is neat. I love it. He pulls out the big guns. Tick said, oh, I lost the comment because it scrolls like mad here. I let the smoke out of a couple of them until I got the auto range. Yep, that's nothing wrong with a cheap meter, but you get what you pay for, and it is generally the only way you're going to let the smoke out of a meter is if you make the mistake, FYI guys, of if you're in the wrong lead position. Otherwise, even if you're on the wrong setting, most meters should be able to handle it, unless you're putting like 690 volts AC. Actually, I'm going to caveat back to the meters for 1 second. If you're working on AC circuits, if you're working with AC in your house or AC appliances, this is my caveat, guys. Do not buy a meter that looks like this or a meter you can buy at your hardware store. Don't do it. It is not. There are some at your hardware store you can get. If you're experienced enough, you can pick out the ones that are good, like Cat. Depends on, it's got to be better than Cat 3 quality. If you're working on AC, you're trusting your life to it. Don't cheap out. Maybe don't buy the Fluke 289, but buy something by Fluke or even X-Tech, or there's a few other suppliers. Don't trust your life to a cheap meter. This is Cat 4 certified, this meter, and that's why I have it, because I work with 690 volt 3-phase very often. I trust my life to this meter. That's my caveat. If you're working with AC, don't even look at these cheap pieces of crud. It's not worth the aggravation with electronics, and it's not worth your life with bigger stuff. I am way back behind on comments, guys. They are flying by. Let's see if I can catch up on a couple of them. If I miss out on you, then just post it again. Steven said, don't use cheap meters on voltages that can kill you. Absolutely agree 100%, except I'll caveat that as well on the voltages. Beware of the amperage say. Um, it's not always, it's technically not the voltage that'll kick your butt. It's the amperage supply available to it. You can get something at several hundred amps at a few volts that will expire you, but that's rare. Your point is valid. Voltages that can kill you, everybody understands, is basically household or high voltage DC, like inverter circuits and stuff. I don't know whether anybody here will get into that. But Jeffrey said, measuring voltage. Oh, jeez, it's scrolled on. Measuring voltage on the current setting is a bad plan. Will let the smoke out. Yeah, it sure will. That'll take it out. That's the end of it. Great range and high power output and full Linux based radios. Eric, did you go to school for electronics or anything? William, I did kind of. I was an automotive mechanic for 10 years. I got heavy into the electronics side of the automotive industry. And then when I transferred to the wind industry, I didn't get into any electronics, but I moved into high voltage AC systems. I'm certified in literally HV, not household stuff, like 27,000 volts I work with quite routinely. I'm certified in a lot of that. But the electronics knowledge, I guess, really was mainly my own learning. I was lucky enough to be raised around it by my father, who was in electronics repair. Joseph said, I also use the 2 watt 2.4 gig range extender and put a heatsink on the NRF module and the range extender because somehow... Sorry, I'm going to reread this. I also use the 2 watt 2.4 gig range extender. I had to put a heatsink on the NRF 24 module with the range extender because somehow they heat up a little. Not sure why. Still looking into it. Yeah, they get that hot. Those kind of wattages. Thurk said, I shocked myself from house and I'm still alive. Yeah, well, I'll be honest, guys. The reason that I advocate some of this good equipment, we've all taken a shot from household voltage if we've played around with electronics and stuff. I don't want to again. I have taken a single phase of 690 volts and it was not a pleasant experience. And I consider myself lucky to be alive when many others haven't. So yeah, it's something we got to be careful with, and that's why I advocate if you're playing with things, get good high quality equipment. Guys, I'm going to open the Skype lines really quick. I'm just going to fire up Skype here and go online. So basically, the Skype is up at the top, up above, and if you would like to dial in, you are more than welcome to, and we can have I can put you live on the air. We can have a voice chat, so it's not all one-sided, not just me reading the chat. I meant to actually activate that a little sooner. I'm just gonna have a quick. And we are live. That should work out all right with any luck. Let me make sure I got the headset plugged in. And someone texted in on the imp, are you a ham? And asked for my call sign. So this is the funny thing. I am the world's worst amateur radio enthusiast. No, I am not licensed, and no, I don't broadcast anything. I feel like a leech to the amateur radio world. I for 3 years now, my career's been so busy for the last 8 that every time I get the time in the winter that I want to go do the exam, it's too far away. There's no local examiners, so I just never bother getting it done. And truthfully, I've never felt the need to transmit anything. So I am the world's worst radio enthusiast. I'm not licensed, and I don't give back by transmitting. I hope my YouTube videos make up for that a little bit by sharing the hobby a little bit and sharing some of the things that are possible out there. All right. Let's go back to the comments here and see what else I missed from you guys. Lots of chat with, I think it was with Jay's 2.4 gig work. Lots of cool stuff. I wish these comments would stick around after the videos, guys. I did send YouTube a support request on this because sometimes there's good information comes out in the chat. It'd be nice if it stuck around. Holy, I am way behind. Jay said, Thurk, I did that once and starting to learn to never did that. That was on Shocking. Jay said, I got it from 3-phase only for a split second. Yeah, the 3-phase stuff is, it's big stuff. Most of the 3-phase I work with now, this is why I'm so cautious. Like, I still work with 600, 690 3-phase, but the rest that I work with is 27,000 and more in some cases. There is no opportunity for getting it wrong. There's no getting a shock. So it's either you do it right or you don't go home. Bobby said, I worked with 3-phase nasty stuff. Yeah, it can be, but we respect it and understand it, and haven't had a problem yet. I'm still here with you guys. And Steven said, I think everyone is a little shy to call in. Yeah, no worries. If no one calls in on Skype, this doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. Feel free to just go ahead and hit the call button if you're interested. I will patch you in after you call in. Don't have to show up on video. It can just be audio only. And if not, it's no worries. Oh, I can't keep up with all these. Morwick asked, what's your Skype name? It is up above scrolling. Jay said, Eric, don't feel bad. My CB handle was crazy New Jersey guy 609. Thurk said, I shocked myself on an old vacuum TV also. Yeah. Thurk, so it's something I don't get into the electronics, the appliance repair on the channel, but the flyback from a TV is extremely dangerous, and actually a lot of people have died from it. Oh, Stephen is calling. Stephen, you're with us. You're live.
I am, yes. I just thought I'd give you a call and show everyone else that it's not all doom and gloom, you know.
Appreciate that, sir. Glad to have you. I didn't even notice Skype actually didn't notify me that it was ringing for once.
Don't worry about it.
Weird. How's things?
Yeah, things are good. Just been sorting a few issues out with a website that I currently manage, etc., which you know all about. So,
how's the website going?
Yeah, ripping my hair out is probably a better thing to say.
So for those of you watching, Steven's quite the accomplished web developer. He has some pretty extensive pages I was able to look at. It's pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's a good profession to get into, you know, along with electronics and things. It's a hobby of mine, I suppose, but well, not a hobby, it's a work thing of mine, but electronics is a hobby, hence why I'm sat here watching you.
Excellent. Well, appreciate you made it tonight. Appreciate all the support too. I think I mentioned it earlier, but can't help but say it again.
You did, and like I said, it's no bother. I enjoy the content, and that's what it's all about.
Excellent. I'm glad you could call in.
No worries. I shall let you get on with the rest of the show, because I think someone else wants to call in as well. So.
Excellent, Stephen. Well, I'm glad this worked. Hopefully the audio comes through on the other end for the other people. That's the first Skype contact I've done in a bit, but it should be working.
Cool. Glad I could help.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
No worries. Catch you later.
Yep. Later, buddy. All right, guys. That was Stephen. I've got a couple more contact requests, so I'll hit those in. Looks like Stephen broke the ice. And right now I have everyone up to date. You are all added on my Skype, so feel free to call in if you like. In the meantime, I'll have a quick look back at the chat. If you feel like dialing in, go for it, guys. Oh, I'm way behind. I must put in a request to YouTube to try and come out with a breakout chat. I have it in a separate window here, but it's impossible to. It should be its own standalone window so we can resize it and work with it. And we've got another chat request and another contact request. You are added, William. And let's see. I'll make an effort to catch up here, guys. This is my time with you guys, so I don't mind sticking around tonight for a little bit. I don't have the Canadian Junior Hockey game to rush off to, so if you guys are interested in having a chat or showing off a project or talking about anything that interests you, please go ahead. I will try and... we're 10 minutes past the hour now. We can go a little bit longer, but not much. All right. Let's see. Oh, I am so far behind. Sorry about this, guys. Dead air sucks. We have Jay live. Jay, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Eric?
Good. Good,
Good,
sir. Can
sorry.
you mute your YouTube audio?
Yeah, hold on. I just did that actually.
Excellent.
I actually took an idea that you had, if you remember, we were talking about that nerdy zero space thing.
Okay.
I actually turned it into a website
Oh, yeah?
for CubeSat stuff.
Oh, very good.
NerdyZeroSpace.com.
NerdyZeroSpace.com. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, I haven't put it up there yet, but I'm also a web developer for over 17 years now as well.
Really?
So I developed close to about a little over about 2,700 websites so far.
Seriously, wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm also working. I do a lot of business websites for delis and restaurants and stuff as well as menu stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's my first passion. My second is microcontroller stuff.
Very cool.
But I thought,
guys, for those of you watching, this is Joseph that was in the chat before that's live with us right now. Just thought I'd throw that out there because I think I called you Jay.
yeah, well, everybody calls me Jay since I was 2, and name's Joseph, but I never use Joseph. I don't know why. But anyway, I thought I'd give a shout out and say hello to everybody, and say hello to you too as well.
Very cool. I'm glad you could join us here tonight.
Yep.
Let me know. So, as I mentioned, for the people watching, Jay actually posted the I2C code for us to link up some Arduinos. So, I'm looking forward to giving that code a try, Jay. I really am.
Yeah, I actually had some problems with that since I'm not really a coder. I do not like to program. I'm more of hardware. I love to build things. I love to make them work. So definitely from the Make community and the Arduino forums, I had a lot of help with the coding to try to correct some problems with it. And everybody's been great so far, and I give back as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure. Well, it's appreciated too. I don't know. My view is the more of us that are into this and the more we share, even the bits that we don't think are that important, it's funny how they're handy to someone someday. And they stick around forever for us. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yep, it is. Definitely is. Well, I don't want to tie up your hotline just in case somebody else wants to give a shout out or something. Just wanted to say hello. That's about it.
Oh, very cool. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Good talking to you.
Thank
Bye. Excellent, guys. So there's been a few messages. Guys, don't message me on Skype looking for questions answered. Please post those in the comment box if you don't mind, but I'll take comment or contact requests. I've added all of you who have added me in the last few minutes. And someone, please answer me on Skype. So whatever the questions are, please post them in the chat because it's much easier for us, and other people might be able to help you. It's hard for me to keep up with. There's been 4 or 5 Skype messages come through, and those are hard to manage when we're live here. William asked someone for a brief second dialed in, and then call ended. If you're trying to call in, give that a try again, because it only lasted 1 second and hung up. Hamrad said, "Plug. I see you have an Amazon store, Eric." Yeah, I do, but I never plug it. Oh, we've got someone calling in. I'll just take this call. Hello, you're live.
Hey Eric, what's up, dude?
Oh, not much. Just another great Monday night. Actually, I'm having a blast.
Yeah,
You?
man, totally. So, what I'd like to talk about is all the flavors of Arduino hardware and a lot of specialized units like the MicroView, which comes with Arduino with an LED all built in or an OLED display,
Mm-hmm.
and you have like SparkCore that the Wi-Fi is built into the unit.
Yep.
So these guys all force you to use their IED or IDE. So are these guys like limiting you ultimately with these specialized units? Or would you suggest for a beginner to just stick with the plain vanilla, unit and learn the software on the platform it was written for?
My personal opinion would be, well, I have two. It's broken. So if someone gravitates towards something because it has an OLED on board and they like, if it has its own IDE interface, but they just gravitate towards it, I wouldn't stand in the way. Go for it. Because if you're finding it interesting, you're willing to have it. If you're
Right.
just starting new and maybe don't have that much of an opinion, if it has its own standalone IDE that is not the Arduino IDE, I would avoid it.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So the second thing I want to touch on is why hasn't the maker environment and community adopted true high-speed data transport? 18 gigahertz, 24 gigahertz, all these license-free spectrums that are out there. Why is it everything I see is like 56K instead of like 2 gig?
Not really sure what you mean. Like the limiting factors of the Arduino is, like, keep in mind, is the Atmega chip on board. The Atmega 328, you're limited to like, you only have so much megahertz to work with, right? But for like communication data rate, like, we're working 2.4 gig Wi-Fi is perfectly capable on an Arduino. The problem was the chipset to
Really?
do it. Oh yeah, there's
Everything I see about like the XB is very low data rates. And like 433 megahertz, obviously, that's going to be slow data rates. But I guess that makes sense. If the processor being so small can only handle so much, I mean, that makes sense why you're not running 1.5 gig over 18 gigahertz links.
Yeah, and keep in mind the frequency that you're transmitting on isn't necessarily proportional to the data rate. Like, this is a 2.4 gig Wi-Fi module for Arduino. This is the ESP8266 one we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
This is perfectly capable of quite high speed data transfer.
Really? So you could do like 256 QAM on that? You could do like, 54 meg?
I have no idea what you could do. The problem is the, like, in this case, the firmware is really immature for these, so I have no idea what you could do for throughput.
Gotcha.
You are, like, I tend to agree that the data transfer rate through any of these microcontrollers is relatively small, but again,
Yeah.
we're not using them to repeat web traffic for a server. We're using them, like, it will, in all honesty, it will transfer every that, like, say in this case of the Nano, if you're measuring, say, 8 to 16-bit data on all the pins, there's no reason that it shouldn't be able to transfer all that information over Wi-Fi, over 2.4 gig. I don't know of any limitation why it couldn't.
So let's say if you wanted to take that a step farther, I build high-speed wireless data networks. Like I light up states and counties and big networks. So you were talking about a mesh network earlier. What about hooking like a 5 gig and a 2.4 radio up to an Arduino and be able to run 2.4 obviously is the access point, but then be able to backhaul over the 5 gig wideband radio, and you would effectively have, a small little Arduino router.
I, I, I can't say for sure. I would bow to you, network specialists, but in all honesty, the concept of that excites me. Being able to, this is what I've always looked at them as a small node, as an entry point to a larger trunk line, if that aligns with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I I don't know of any limitations other than the actual clock speed of the chips. Like I don't know where they'd top out or what we could push through them. But then, like you mentioned, you move into mesh networks and start dividing the load and working across. I'd leave it up to you guys to come up with the logistics, but I'd love to experiment in it further. I think it could be done.
That's absolutely awesome, Eric. Well, I think that I now have insight to my new project. And thank you for taking my call, and I hope you have a good night and stay warm, eh?
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, bye-bye.
Good talking to you, buddy. Excellent, guys. We're freed up. Guys, if anybody else wants to call in, or if anybody else has any more information, I'm sure the chat was probably going on that one, but I would definitely bow to you network specialists out there when we get into the throughput of these chips and what we can do. I'm totally excited about doing small nodes, and the 2.4 gig I haven't even played with on this channel yet, but I think we can really get some neat stuff going. Never thought into the 5 gig trunk line. That's pretty neat stuff. I'm just trying to scroll back through the chat here, guys. Let's see if I caught up. And I have the imp going off as well, guys. William said we come in peace. Tick said Joseph, East Coast Canada. I just got your message. Bunch of stuff going on. Oh man, guys, I'm so far behind. Ronan X4 asks, did you plan to get into any Raspberry Pi projects, maybe a remote SDR? Absolutely. I think the Pi would be an excellent candidate for SDR. And that's actually why I set up last week. I set up a Linux virtual machine on this PC to start experimenting and refamiliarizing myself with Linux and maybe get it to the point where I can use the Pi effectively. And I think it would be a perfect candidate for SDR. I'm really looking forward to that, actually, one of these days. Holy smokes, I missed all kinds of stuff. 12 Secreto 12. What is the difference between a passive and an active buzzer? I have no idea. I've never heard either of those terms for a buzzer. A buzzer is a buzzer, but Tom answered. An active buzzer needs an analog sine wave. Oh, actually, you corrected and said a passive sine wave. A passive buzzer needs an analog sine wave. Interesting. Learn something new every day, guys. This is why we have this community. Guys, I think that's about it. If any of you are remaining in the wind out there waiting to call in, please go ahead and do so. Otherwise, I'm going to shut it down pretty soon here, guys. Really appreciate you guys showing up tonight. I had a blast, learned some new things. Lots of people sharing information in the chat. Pretty cool stuff. Guys, this is why I do this. Sorry, I getting a little distracted by the comments and chat trying to keep up. There's actually more than what I can do, so it's hard to pick and choose which ones to talk about. Guys, this is why I do this. The sharing of knowledge, the sharing of content, the collaboration between us all. In all honesty, most of us don't check out a YouTube channel or each other unless we're relatively interested in the content provided or it's a really, really awesome person. When we get together, the things we can do, the things we can build, I'd like to see where it takes us. And we have a pretty cool, I'm really lucky. I have you guys an awesome community. I really value my time with you guys. My Monday nights is my time to hang out and chill out. Usually we try and keep it a little bit, keep it to under an hour, but it's nice to run over once in a while. I had a little bit too much pre-made material and I rambled on a little too much. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Joseph said, "Oh, Eric, I'm looking into the podcasting soon." Hey, Jay, cool. Actually, Steven got me all set on the podcasting. It's pretty awesome. Steven set me up with a server and hosting and everything, and I haven't even checked out the page he made yet for hosting the podcast. So these... I'm not sure whether I'll do the Tech Talk lives or Maker Monday or whatever this show is going to be on podcast version, but I was requested to do the feedback show as podcasts, in which I have started and will be going forward. But yeah, I have some hosting for that, so it's cool. Tick said 1.5 hour show tonight. Great job. Again, thanks, Tick. Appreciate it. And Steven said, good job. It was a good show. Great show. And actually, Joseph said he's doing one as well. Cool. Well, if you guys, I would imagine you can find a link through Joseph's channel. If you can't, Joseph will share that, the link to his podcast in the G Plus community, I'm sure. Good job. Morwick said, great job, Eric. All you know about the midget strippers go tonight. Yeah. If you guys want to laugh, scroll right back to the beginning of the cast. I spit my drink out when I read Morwick's comments. William asked, I don't want to sound creepy, but whereabouts do you live in Ontario? If you don't want to share, that's fine, but I do have a feeling we live close. William, I live right on the shores of Lake Huron. I know that's a big stretch, but we'll just say I'm right in the middle of the shore of Lake Huron in Ontario, so not too hard to find. I don't think I'm pretty sure anybody could find me online if they really wanted to. It's not that hard. So yeah, I'm actually right at Goderich, Ontario is the name of the town. So Jay said, call it Make Me Tech Talks for podcast. That's a good idea. Thanks, Jay. I'm actually thinking about, so I started, guys, while I got you guys, one more quick question of you guys, throw your comments in the chat. I started the Maker Monday feedback show, and now we've moved the feedback show to Wednesdays and just called it Feedback Show. But I really like the Maker Monday name for some reason. I think it just resonates with me. What do you think? The Tech Talk Live should be Maker Monday, maybe? Maker Monday Live? Interested. Let me know what you think, guys. And Thurk said, thanks by Eric. 12, Secreto 12. I'm sorry for my name. I'm Brazilian. Great show. Don't be sorry for your name. I work with a lot of people in Brazil, by the way. I'm looking forward to seeing your country. A beautiful country. Huge country. And I do a lot of work with people there. So, yeah. Silly. Make a Monday word. Yes. Perfect. I think everybody's weighing in on that. Move the Wednesday show to Thursday. Yeah, I could do that too. Let me know what you guys think of that. So yeah, I didn't even do the feedback show yet this week, guys. I'll be honest. I normally film the feedback show on Sundays. I do this show live on the Monday, and that gives me a little bit of time to finish editing the other live project videos like CubeSats and flight sims and stuff the remaining days before the end of the week. I haven't even done the feedback show yet this week. I'm totally behind because of the Saturday night getting stuck and towing trucks and fixing them. But I will record that tomorrow night, and with any luck, it will go live on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that done. Yeah, it's not my real name. And excellent, guys. I wrap it up at this, guys. Really appreciate you guys showing up. I had a blast with you. This is awesome. I really enjoy my face-to-face time with you guys. Really appreciate the Skype calls. Maybe next week, if anybody wants, call in again. If anybody's got a project to show off or questions, please don't hesitate to raise them up here or in the G Plus community. Tons of people here, as you can see, that have lots of good feedback, good information. We got 73s from Whiskey Echo Zero Alpha. 73s, sir, 73s. That's, for anybody who doesn't know, that's amateur radio speak. It's excellent. Guys, good luck in all your projects, electronics, adventures. I look forward to working with you and hanging out with you in the future. Really enjoy this. It's been a blast, and have a great night, guys.